one whole chopped up white onion. Okay. Brown the onion and adding a little bit more oil. Once the onion is brown,
Oh, cool. All of my onions. Or no, this is the garlic that I planted. Sweet. It's a harvest day, which means that it's a sale day, which you're gonna go to town and sell some stuff and buy some stuff.
Alright, I'm gonna be live with y'all first before I go live on the TikTok side because I want to do something here. Or at least I'm heating something up on this, but I cannot show this on the TikTok side because TikTok gets all pissy. Because you know what they say, there's always a calm breeze when you have some palm trees. Alright, let's get going. Let's go live on everywhere. Dude, don't do that. There we go. Now everything fits. Alright everybody, what's up? Hello, welcome to the stream. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. We're playing a little bit of Monster Hunter Stories 2, continuing on with our adventure, trying to find that elusive Basarios. Alright, where's my controller? And I do hope everybody is having a wonderful day or night, whenever it is, wherever you are. But thank you for joining me today. Hey, what's up, Scotty? Thank you for being here on the YouTube side. And thank you, Mav, for being here on the Twitch side. Alright. Now, we went with the default name for the character in the game because they do have default names, and the default name for the main character here is Leo. Alright, let's go find that freaking Basarios. Let's see. I can see your chat. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I think you could see both Twitch and YouTube chat. You just can't see TikTok chat because I haven't figured out a way to do that. Love your lives, bro. Well, thank you, Faded Melon, for being here for the TikTok side of the live, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Aww. Ah, found it. Is it? Are you sure it's just a regular boulder? Oh, heck. Alright, we can do this. Don't have a weapon that I can switch into for it. I forgot to bring myself a hand. Yes! That was a shitty time because of my shitty ex and her shitty friends. But we're in a much better place now. Take a bomb. Now I'm over here. I appreciate you being here on the YouTube side as I am trying to get the YouTube monetized. Look at your technical attacks. In a better place. There we go. Okay, Alright, we're getting closer. Wow, I was only on Twitch. Well, I appreciate you being here too. Ow. Hi, Mocha. Hi, baby. Good girl. I think that might be our best bet. And now I'm here. Oh, God. Oh, I see you ditched me again. I mean, y'all can see, still you see. Crap. I have YouTube going on my phone. Well, I appreciate it. Switch the monster because I think you have a power attack. Which indeed you do. I'm gonna blow the shit out of your stomach, guys. I'm here to lurk and support. Well, I appreciate the lurk and support. Thank you for being here on the YouTube side, and for the Twitch side, and for everybody here on the TikTok side as well. Thank you. We're up to 800 likes, and I truly oh, now it's bad. I am a Monster Hunter guy. Really, Scotty? Really? There, I drank 2 gulps for y'all. I wonder if this... Oh, shit. Nope. The name of the game is Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Favorite Monster Hunter? I mean, honestly, my favorite Monster Hunter of all time would have to be either Monster Hunter Freedom 3, which I believe is also known as Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. And yes, it is in fact available on... It is in fact available on Steam. Pokemon kind of reminds you of Pokemon. Well, yes, Monster Hunter Stories, which is an alternate game from the original Monster Hunter franchise, is a creature collector JRPG style game. So it's much likened to that of Dragon Quest, or what was inspired by Dragon Quest, Pokemon. Worst Monster Hunter colors.
Now, Shulk!
I mean, I don't know if I would call it the worst Monster Hunter. I guess it would be the weakest of the releasing of in the franchise. But it would probably, I forget which one it was, but it'd probably have to be the first Monster Hunter release for the DS. In all honesty, the controls for that particular game were a little bit wonky, and it wasn't really well established yet because they were just learning how to port that style of game onto the DS. Now, eventually, they did alleviate that with the second rendition of the Monster Hunter game that was released on the DS, which was much better than the first one. And what's up, on a Frenzy? How are you? I got a new Squishmallow. It's good on me. Nice. But yeah, what's up, on a Frenzy? Thank you for being here. What was your first Monster Hunter? My first Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter Freedom, the first one for the PSP, which was a port of the first Monster Hunter, which I believe was released on the PSP. And what's up, Striker Plays? How are you? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I'm glad to hear you're doing great. Awesome. Is this your favorite game of the series? No, my favorite game of the series at the moment is the newest one, which is Monster Hunter Wilds, which I'll probably be getting back into playing as my main game soon, but I have a couple of promises to fulfill. One of which is once I finish Monster Hunter Stories 2, I'm going to move on to the Dot Hack Root series and beat that, which is 4 different games. And thank you so much, Director Blake. I try. I just appreciate the fact that y'all are here. And thank you so much for getting me up to 2,200 likes. Y'all are freaking awesome. Thank you. Am I asking too many questions? No, absolutely not. I appreciate the chance to interact, because that's the whole point of being a content creator. Although there are moments where I might take pause because I am playing the game, I do appreciate the interaction. And thank you for the roses, though. They're gonna do power attacks. Second, I need a speed attack. Spectrum isn't. Hey, I don't. Like I said, I just appreciate y'all being here, you know? It means a lot because at any rate, in any type of success that I get is because of my community, because of people like you, Striker, MB, Scotty, Mav, Kel, my buddy Firestone, and so many people who do support me in the community that I've amazingly and unbelievably have built, and I am. God damn, I fucking love that. Is there a Monster Hunter that you haven't played? No. Thankfully, I have been able to, originally I would have said yes because I never played Monster Hunter Stories 1, but I played and beat that on stream because I was able to experience it because they ported it and was on, and there was a sale on Steam that I was able to buy it. And I love you, Scotty. Thank you so much. I want a shiny Mew so bad, to be honest. A shiny Mew in, I'm guessing, the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends ZA. I never played any Monster Hunter games, but really wanted it. And honestly, if you enjoy Monster Hunter games, keep in mind that this is not your stereotypical Monster Hunter game. This is an offshoot of the main franchise. The main franchise is more of a rudimentary Souls-like game, where the mechanics are dodge, roll, attacking mechanics against a giant monster or boss-style creature. So there is that. Now, the great thing about Monster Hunter is that each individual game within the Monster Hunter franchise is self-contained, in which you don't need to have played the previous games to have experience or enjoy the next rendition or the newest rendition. So you can jump into Monster Hunter Wilds and you won't have missed much. The only thing that you will have missed is certain hunts that are not available to you because each game or each generation of game has its own specific monsters that are part of those releases and specific hunts that are part of those releases, and that's mainly because of regionality in the lore of the world. How big can the monsters get? Gigantic. Like, gigantic. Bigger than a city. Like, Lao Shanglong is a literal moving mountain. Really great explanation. Well, I'm glad that I was able to explain that to you. I like food, Simon Bay.
Impressive display of kinship.
My fat ass likes food. Hey, what's up, Pimp Gremlin? How are you, my friend? Someone get Monster Hunter to pay this man. I would love, I mean, in all honesty, if I got a Capcom sponsorship, I would be over the goddamn moon. Stealing coffee. You know what? Speaking of coffee, even though this isn't necessarily coffee, my buddy got me one of these Starbucks sugared espresso in a can, so I'm going to drink some of this. Why? Because caffeine. Alright. Can I gather more stuff here? Literally stealing coffee from other players in Fallout 76. Oh, you're being a gremlin. I see. Ah! I didn't see that yet because I was too busy looking at the chat. What the fuck? thought you were riding a Totodile? I mean, the color scheme fits. The color scheme fits. I can see where you're going. Bitch's base is where my base is. It caused my base not to spawn, so I'm fucking him and his locks. Okay. Going after you. I need to get better. What does AFG mean? AFG is actually a nod to my previous moniker, which was Asian Faja Gamer, which I switched and I just shortened just to Faja. But I kept the AFG part because I could still use some of my graphics to post under a studio such as Asian Faja Gamer Studios, which is what I post my videos under as well. Or at least I use that as part of that, you know? Fucking best. Have you ever seen Bot? Yes, I have. And thank you, B, for those roses. I really do appreciate it. New Baki season coming out soon. See, I wish I could afford a Netflix subscription, but at the moment I cannot. In fact, there's a good chance that I'm gonna have to cancel another one of my subscriptions and just kind of stick with Amazon Prime.
Don't waver. Keep going.
Which kind of sucks, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Make it. It's not really that much of a loss at the end of the day. It's gonna be a technical, so I'm gonna here. Prime is slowly becoming the best subscription. I mean, it's at least having a place that compiles a bunch of other sub subscriptions, which is kind of an odd category, but you know whatever. Are you hyped for Monster Hunter Stories 3? Yes, I am. I'm hoping that I can afford it on release, but right now I am pinching pennies to make sure I can make ends meet for next month. Because I had to not only, well, I mean, I paid for the small amount of fees it took to release the apartment that I'm currently in, and then I had to pay for repairs on my car so that I can continue to go to work, which that was only done thanks to all of you, my community, which thank you once again to my community who were the people that got me to the point where I was able to keep going, you know? Well, thank you, Faded Melon. Thank you so much. See, I took what I had left, paid bills, food, so now we hope I can get back to work. Alright, I'm hoping for the best for you, Val. I do. But I also do hope that you're, you know, making sure you take the steps as slowly as you need to heal properly. Don't rush it. Because that's only going to hurt you. You're focusing on healing. Good. Good. That's important. I'm excited for Spider Noir show. If you catch it in color, go jump off the cliff. Right? Spider Noir needs to be in black and white. It doesn't make sense if they're doing it in color. The whole point of Spider Noir's universe is that it's in black and white. The universe is literally black and white. You know? Nobody had any problems with Sin City being in mostly, if not all, black and white with small color accents. I know it's going to be in black and white, but also in color. I just don't see the necessity of releasing it in color. Let's see, I've been following you forever ago, and remember the car campaign. I'm glad to see you're doing good. Well, thank you, Nuggies. I am doing much better since the era of getting fucked over by my ex and her friends. Her shitty friends. Alright. I was going the wrong way. Do I have a rock breaker? I do. Hey Zay, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it and I hope you're doing awesome. I'm gonna watch it as Laura Tashin attended in black and white. Possibly with a red smear. What's up, Armando? Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna pull out my old CRT that... Oh god! Ah! See, I'm gonna pull out my old CRT that doesn't even have AV ports and jerry-rig it to watch it in black and white. The red smear is just the blood of my enemies. I wonder how do that. Yeah. Why are Yep, I knew you were a power executive. Why did you... You know what? I can't even... I have successfully stolen 300 cans of coffee from somebody. Fucking Brendan. Good job. That's what they get for building the base over where you built your base, so your base doesn't spawn. Hey, what's up, Stella Kitsune? How are you, my friend? Cannot also regenerate any part of his body like his heart. Yes. For the most part, from what we can tell, thanks to his connection to Kurama, although... Okay, you know what? We're not doing Boruto, because fuck Boruto. If we're just going with, all of that, his connection with Kurama, which is essentially an immortal being, will not let him die that way. In my opinion, no, it's not. Why? Aliens. That's why. But I get it, y'all like it, and y'all can like it, but that's not gonna change me from not liking it. Boruto manga has to be better. It is better in the way it's told. The only problem, and that's mostly because that's more Kishimoto than Ikimoto. Ikimoro, I think that's his name. His apprentice. Whereas the anime is more his apprentice rather than Kishimoto. But Kishimoto's kind of taken a little bit more control of the reins, kind of telling him, hey, you're kind of fucking shit up. But ultimately, the whole aliens thing, it doesn't matter if it's the manga or the anime. The aliens thing ruined it for me. At that point, I'm just like, I'm not interested anymore. You took everything that made Chakra and that world actually special on top of the world of magic that we got with the Ice Princess movie and just ruined it. To me, at least. Y'all can like it, but like I said, there is nothing that anybody can say that will make me start liking it. Now it's got a shield. Okay, ineffective, but it still did 200 damage.
Impressive
Valric,
display of kinship.
do me a favor, and I mean this in earnest. Take no for an answer. Boruto isn't real. It's all just infinite Tsukiyomi. I will. You know what? Okay, you win. I'm sorry, Valric. I take it back. You win. If that is the case, if that is the fucking case, I'm okay with it. You win. You, sir, win. You win. I eat my own foot and my own hat and all of that. It's the reverse of what happened in Willy Wonka. It's not you lose, it's you win. You win. You get everything. What games is that? What we're playing currently is Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. I concede. Wait, what? Where? Wait, what? Where? Huh? Oh, right there. Gotta make sure I don't miss those, you know? Also need to save. Looks sick. So this is a, I keep using the wrong word. Spinoff. That's the word I'm looking for. Motherfucker. So Monster Hunter Stories, the whole Monster Hunter Stories series is a spinoff of the main Monster Hunter franchise, which the main Monster Hunter franchise is more of a rudimentary Souls-like game in which the mechanics are dodge, roll, slash and attack mechanics against giant monsters that you must fight that are much like a boss. Let's see, Boruto being infinite Tsukiyomi also implies that Madara won. And you know what? After everything that Tobirama did, he kind of deserved to win. Was he wrong in his methods and a lot of the things that he did? Yes. But after what Tobirama did, I can see why. And soon it'll be Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections in the future. Like, out of every character that came from the Naruto series, Tobirama is the worst out of all of them. Wait, is that the only thing? Okay. Alright, let's go for an egg! Nope. No. the hell? I want a rainbow egg. Thank you. I'm taking this and I'm running with it. Calm down, Skeletor. Never!
Don't you tell Skeletor what to do. It's Lord Skeletor to you. Dip him in acid, many faces.
That's right. I'm fucking weird. Synchronized attack.
Keep up this pace.
I believe it. No. Don't you dare, Pimp Gremlin. I'll have nothing to do. I'll have absolutely nothing to do with that 40, 60 seconds to Mars bullshit. Okay, so my mom was excited for live action He-Man. I told her Jared was Skeletor, and she tried to defend him, but every good movie he was in, she mentioned he wasn't the lead actor. Yeah, that doesn't really help her case, I'm sorry. Okay, is there any more gold? If there's gold, I'm always going to go for it. He was the lead actor in The Bad Crow. The Good Crow, sadly, was done by an actor who is no longer with us. May they rest in peace. Wait, where am I going? How do I get to where I need to go? Oh, wait, I know where I need to go. Okay, the thing is, when it comes down to his Joker, it's really hard to defend his Joker because of his conduct offset. His conduct offset makes him a very worrisome person to even be around. And then there's the travesty of the Tron continuation. Like, there's only... My mom tried saying he was weird, excuse me, and I was like, Kiana is seen as weird and kooky too, but everybody loves him. Yeah, like I said, the difference between the two of them is Jared Leto's conduct offset, and the things that have been seen and shown, and it's just not okay. Fallout 76 is completely bugged. Since you don't know what Jared Leto, don't know what's Jared's don't to make him think he can behave that way. I mean, nothing really entitles him to behave that way. Exactly. It's that. Because Keanu is definitely kooky and weird, but he doesn't do. He's never done anything, or has anyone has said that he has done anything that is untoward. Whereas Leto has. Have you played Dynasty Warriors? Yeah, I've played some Dynasty Warriors. Those games were part of my childhood. Although they're releasing a new one, I have to check that one out later. Because he's the good kooky and weird, and fun weird friend. Exactly. By the way, I like Monster Hunter Rise, but it feels too easy. I mean, they streamlined a lot of things when it came down to Monster Hunter Rise. And I think that's to make it more accessible to the myriad of platforms that it was meant to be released on. Because Monster Hunter Rise was meant to be released on the Switch. So they had to simplify some things to make it accessible for the Switch. That's what I told my friend earlier when we discussed it, since it's on Switch. Yeah.
Elder,
So
Zealot.
I fucked.
We're
Well,
back.
how did you fuck up, Gremlin? What
And
did
the
you
monster?
do now?
It was a Basarios disguised as a rock!
You're sure?
Without a doubt.
All right, it has
So,
auto events.
you ready to admit how great my buddy is now? I may have been there to support them, but they put a stop to the beast by their own power. They fulfilled their duty as riders admirably.
I like Alwyn, but I have trouble
I trust
trusting the
Alwyn's
Elder
judgment.
and Zeller.
What do you
Specifically
say,
the Zeller.
Elder?
Then it would seem the time has come.
Yeah! I knew you could do it, buddy!
The rite of channeling is a secret ritual that helps draw out a monster's hidden strengths. By combining the power of two monsters, you can awaken your monster's latent abilities.
You will learn better if you try it for yourself.
What the fuck did you do,
Come
Pimp
to the
Gremlin?
stables.
How did you do that? Let's see. You burned it yourself? Jesus. Are you okay? Is it blistering? Do you need to go to the hospital? Like, do you have at least some form of cream or ointment that you can put on it? Because, god damn it, dude. See, are you picking up right from Stories 1 when you start this? No, so that's one of the things that I actually like about the Monster Hunter Story series, just like the Monster Hunter, just like its mainstay of the Monster Hunter series. Each game is independent in its story to its sequel. So even the sequels aren't a direct continuation. Monster Hunter Stories 1 is on one island in one continent, whereas Monster Hunter Stories 2 is on a completely different continent and a completely different region. And this is a completely different tribe of writers, which has its own culture that is varyingly different from the culture of writers that we experience in Monster Hunter Stories 1. The only continuity that strings together Monster Hunter Stories 1 and Monster Hunter Stories 2 specifically is Naviru. But Naviru themselves is a character that is known to travel. And because of that, they even mentioned their previous friend who was a writer. But in mentioning that friend, they also reveal that they left them at some point. I'm doing well, Anthony. How are you doing, my friend? And thank you so much for that follow, Noah. Listen, I was making pizza and I was trying to shimmy it off the oven rack and try and the right touch first, and it was worse than the left one. The rack was $3.50. Well, Corey, I'll be on until, well, I just started streaming, 42 minutes ago, so I'm usually live until 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, wait, I'm not choosing the right option. Actually, I was going up in order, but at this point, because you seem to be so entitled, yeah, I guess I will ignore you, Germ. You should have just been a little bit patient. Alright, let's see. Who do I want to do this today? Don't have another power monster, so there's that. This was also the other night. I just ripped off the bandage from on the right arm along with some hairs out. Jeez, man. Huh. Okay, so this one has better, so I think we'll go with this one. You're apt enough. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I can choose. Oh. There we go. I actually like the way the channeling in here works.
Mastering the rite of channeling is an important milestone for any rider.
This is gonna open all kinds of doors for you, buddy!
Oh, is it?
You'll be able to go to new places, do new stuff! I can't wait to see where you go from here!
Zellert, sir!
Let's see, right arm did blister
What is
immediately,
it?
and the left arm decided to wait 2 days.
It's about
to
the
start
previous
blistering.
matter, sir. What should I do?
Yeah, burns are never fun.
You again.
I'm no coward, sir. Really, I'm not. I know I need to go search for it, but... I'll go if I have to, but... I get so scared just thinking about it.
Well, okay.
Hey! What are you so freaked out about?
Ugh.
My daughter lost a special stone in Alcala Cave a while back. She asked me to go and get it back for her. But there's a Yangaruka in that cave. What am I supposed to do against a creature like that?
Is that
See-
really all you're scared of?
That's a little bit... What the fuck?
Well,
It
no.
really, immediately,
It's
I have to
also
go
the
against
idea
the young
of failing my
Garuda?
daughter. How could I ever look her in the eye if I mess this up?
That's
If
supposed to be
anything,
one of the more difficult
thought is
monsters
even
to
more
actually
scary.
encounter in this world.
I see.
And
Well,
twice
there's no need
they've
to
used
fret,
it
mister.
as a
We can
early
handle the monster for ya.
mid-boss. Well, not even a mid-boss, but an early
That should
boss.
free you up to find the stone and get out safe, right?
What's up, Zaycool? Welcome to the stream. I do apologize.
Wow, you mean
Yeah,
it? That way I'll be
your
able
name
to
doesn't
face
ring
my
a bell
daughter
immediately,
again.
but I also have a really terrible short-term
Sheesh.
memory.
You're a real *1 dad.
But I hope you're having a good
What do
day.
you
Thank
say
you so
we
much
get
for
this
joining
show on
me.
the road? Next up, Alcala Cave. Jan Garuga are awfully fierce. You shouldn't take them lightly.
Not the first time I've had a burn like this, but man, it's gonna take 3 weeks to heal. Yeah, especially because it's, you know, it's like right here on your inner arms. It's really soft skin, you know, so it's gonna take a bit to heal. On top of the fact that it does rub up against you all the time at some point or another, so you also have to consider that too. All things that, you know, you're gonna have a bad time. This is why you should have pizza when you French fried. Literally straight down the center of both arms. I've had burns like that before. Although it was a little bit closer to in here, it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but yeah, I've had those burns there before. That sucks when it happens. In that inner arm area, where the soft flesh is. Now we gotta go slay a Yangeliku. Yangaruga, you want me to kill you. Okay. What's up, James? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. Hell yeah. Well, we got the healing book. Make sure I, get as many of these as I can. Because why not? Have enough fun? Yeah, I got plenty of funds.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, let's go! Let's see if we see something different in the evening. And away we are. Nope, I thought that was a goal. I thought I saw gold in them there hills. I'm always on the lookout for a rare monster den. The gold ones are, in my opinion, the only ones worth killing. Holy crap, we've got 6 people here on the YouTube side. Once again, thank you so much for being here on the YouTube side, as well as appreciate those of you that are here on the TikTok side and on the Twitch side. Really, thank you. Wait, I got Great Shrew. Alright, do I see anything gold? Gold. Gold. Nope, no gold. Wait, what? Wait, where? What? Oh, another one. And another one. Is this this an Everden? This is probably an Everden. Nope, it's Akala Cave. Alcala Cave. I don't know. Akala Cave? No matter what, I'm probably saying it wrong. Alright, let's go find the Yangaruga. Right, shifty beast.
Hey, look! What's that feline doing in a place like this?
Is this the hunter's feline? It is the hunter's feline.
And she's, kind of cute, don't you think?
I did see that comment, too. But so far, that's the only comment of yours that I've seen.
Hey, what's got your tail, Alwyn? Is something the matter? It's nothing.
Are you afraid of cute things?
This just reminds me of something that happened a long time ago.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh. So that's what
Hey,
Red
look,
looked like
a
when he was
feline.
younger.
Aw, isn't it the cutest? Alwyn, come check this out! What's the matter? You're not afraid of felines, are you? Of course not. It's just We're in trouble. This is a monster's den.
That's what Red looked like when they were younger, and Red is the legendary figure in this particular series, or in this particular game.
The feline's in danger. Hey, if you're itching for a fight, I'll take you on.
Ballsy.
Ouch. That stings. I'm glad you didn't get hurt.
Aww.
Why would you put yourself at risk like that? Risk? Well, I didn't really think about anything, to be honest. This feline was in danger, and I did what felt natural. Weren't you scared? Of course not. It was just a monster. Just a monster? They can get pretty fierce when it comes to defending their territory. But they don't go around attacking for no reason. But come to think of it, that was the first time I took on a monster all by myself! Red, what am I going to do with you?
And he had yet to, I guess, make a connection with the monster.
So even Red didn't realize how strong he was getting sometimes.
Humans develop so fast. But enough talk. We need to keep our wits about us.
Right! Come on, buddy, let's go! See you later, kitty!
Aww. Why was she there, though? Because I know who that is. It's kind of obvious with the way that her face shape is. Whereas Mocha is laying down out there in front of the front door, like she always is. It's like her favorite place to lay. Gotta fight that Yangaruga. But how are you doing, Central Valley? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day, or night, whenever it is, wherever you are. Golden bows.
No, I'm not gonna fight you, go away!
I'm looking for a specific monster to fight. I'm hoping I'm going the right way. Yes. We are going the right way. And that's the sound in this cave is just creepy. Which I guess it works well with what we're trying to go after.
Hey, it's that feline from before! What's she doing here?
Stay on guard. Huh? The monster's coming out of its den.
There you are.
Come on, buddy, it's go time!
You're gonna be a technical fighter. I believe. Yes. Not even my monster.
Keep going.
We broke its tail, now we gotta break its face. For your face.
Now, Shulk!
I love the attacks. They look so awesome.
Taste the chill of icy fangs!
True. Yeah. Ah. That is why I love Goblins. I just need a better one. Why is double action. I guess you can't get a double when you're right. Oh, you're mad now. Gonna do this. And we're up to 2,700 likes. Thank you so much for that. Here on the TikTok side. This is such an odd attack. Hey, what's up, Large Moose? How are you, my friend? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Take that. And this.
Now, Shulk!
long, boring day for me. How's y'all's? You know, it was pretty boring, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be streaming. I'm glad that y'all are here. Are you at work currently, or are you at home? I can barely hear over the game audio. Didn't work today. Alright, here. Thank you for letting me know I can lower the game audio. Good to know. Is that better? Shit. Out well for anyway. Oh. What's up, 10th Digit Justin? How are you? Well, another thing that might help is this, because I can increase the volume of my mic. Does that help? He says, no, this is Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin. Much better. Right on. Alright, I need you. And then you do that. And you know, a little potion won't hurt me. There we go. Now it's mad. You can go back to speed. I remember you saying the Digimon Adventure world is just a layer of the Tamers world, the digital world. Is that true? Yes, that is. The Tamers digital world is the same digital world that the Adventure world goes to. It's just a different layer. There's a multitude of layers that encase the digital world and each other multiversal digital world as well.
Impressive display of kinship.
One of this is actually revealed with the introduction of Ryo Akiyama in Tamers. And it's just another part. The thing is, everybody considers the Adventure world as like, oh, it's this, but in the Adventure world, you essentially just saw the majority of File Island. That's pretty much it. Digimon Tamers is another layer on another continent and another region and another part of the digital world.
But hey, I get it. Who wouldn't want a piece of the legendary feline hero?
The digital world isn't small. It's as big as any other world.
Here, I'll even give you my paw print.
Where can I watch a video on that? I have a few videos on that on my TikTok, but I think I also have I think I also go over it in my History of the Digital World video on
Brag
YouTube.
to all your friends. I bet the two of you are totally jealous. Huh?
But we also get a lot of that information in the Wonder Swan games, Anode and Cathode Tamer and Brave Tamer, which
Nothing. Let's get back.
sadly, until they remaster those games or you emulate them,
What's the rush, Alan?
emulate them to be able to play them, which, in all honesty, they're a little bit of a tedious playthrough just because of the mechanics of the Wonder Swan were terrible. And you can see that in the gameplay of Anode, Cathode, and Brave Tamer. Okay, how the fuck do we get out of here? Wait, so how many layers does it have? That is something that I cannot tell you for certain. Mainly because we don't know. I'm currently upset with Alwyn. He cost me 3 heart containers because he wanted to use speed attacks on one of those area bosses and lose all his head-to-head rights before we win. Yeah, that's always annoying when that happens. It's like, who the fuck programmed this AI? Why does it suck? Does Frontier, Data Squad, and the rest also layers? Somewhat, but also not. Also no, because Frontier is more so what happened to the digital world after the events of Digimon Evolution X, Digimon Chronicles X, and Digimon Chronicles, which essentially entail it entailed the crisis that the digital world faced during a certain period in which it reached capacity of its memory upon the ENIAC server computer that it resided upon originally. And it was through the events that occurred within Digimon Evolution X, Digimon Chronicles, and Digimon Chronicles X that the digital world was able, that particular digital world, Yggdrasil's digital world, was able to ascend beyond the needs of a physical server and become so much more than a digital world that was limited to the abilities of the ENIAC computer that it resided upon. And these events essentially culminated in Project Arc that led to the separation of a new layer that preserved the old digital world to the new digital world, creating the Frontier as a bridge between these two digital worlds until the X antibody could stabilize within the core foundational data of all Digimon. And then in Data Squad is what you see Data Squad is essentially is the culmination of the period after the X antibody stabilized within the digital world, and it was able to assimilate the new digital world and the old digital world as another layer upon the entirety of the digital verse that was what it became. And yes, I did make a video on that too, specifically when I go into the X antibody and its role within the digital world and its evolution. Let's see, to make it worse, the last current available mission for the area. Ah! Alright, let's see if we can figure out our way out of here. That's absolutely insane and kind of confusing. Yes, it can be. And sadly, a lot of the broken information about the digital world and the digital multiverse is due in part to Bandai Namco's failure to continue certain projects, including but not limited to Digimon Chronicles X, as well as the failure of the Ryo Akiyama journey, which was entailed in Anode and Cathode Tamer and Brave Tamer upon one of the worst platforms they could choose, which was the goddamn Wonder Swan. Why? Oh, why, Bandai Namco? Did you think this mess of a console was your safe or your platform to convey such an important story within the the Digimon franchise? The Wonder Swan was just bad. It was just so bad. I saw a couple of Wonder Swan ads, and they made it look fire, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, no, Bandai Namco probably did pretty good on paying for the advertisements for that game, because they really wanted it to work, but it was just terrible. Let's see, I remember you also said that Data Squad's digital world is a simulation on Izzy's computer. I don't remember saying that. I apologize if I did say that, because that is definitely not true. The Data Squad digital world is not a simulation on Izzy's computer. No. Izzy is smart. Izzy is a genius. Izzy is a prodigy. And when it comes down to the interactions between humanity and the digital world, Izzy is one of the most important Digidestined to allow for understanding between humanity and digital kind. He's one of the few only individuals, and I say few because there are a few other individuals that have created Digivices. But it is an incredible feat to even do this, especially because he did it at such a young age. Okay, we are doing this one. Like, a Chennai to me. Let's put it this way. Digimon has been one of those things that I have been hyper fixated on since I was a child. And I really wish my ex didn't steal my VPET collection, but yeah. Except you don't dip mid-conversation. To be fair, that wasn't all Janai's fault. That was just simply due to circumstance and the situation at hand. She stole your stuff? Oh yeah, she stole a massive amount of my stuff. She even stole the 3060 OC that I had in my streaming computer and switched it with a 1070 Super. Thankfully, in my gaming computer, my 3080 OC was untouched, but she stole that. Why would she do that? Because she's a bitch. She's an evil bitch. She also stole my tax return by manipulating me into thinking that, you know, we would be together. You know, we would live in the trailer that she used my tax return on to buy together. But, you know, she was cheating on me and stole that. Yes, Rainbow! Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I had to start from zero and rebuild from pretty much nothing. Like, I had to beg for my computers back. I'm just lucky I got them back in working order. Alright, we're going to return. No, that way. Izzy's always been my favorite OG Digidestin. Matt too. Rudy. Ty is too loud and Joe is a mess. Alright, I get that. Although I will say, Large Moose, you should look up Ty Kamiya of V-Tamers, because Ty Kamiya of V-Tamers is a whole different character comparative to Ty Kamiya of Digimon Adventure. Which Ty Kamiya of V-Tamers actually came first. They came before the Ty Kamiya of Digimon Adventure. I kind of wish they made the I kind of really wish they made V-Tamers into an anime. I'm really sad that they didn't. It would probably also have helped establish to a lot of the viewer base the fact of the matter is that there is not only multiple layers, but those multiple layers are connected to a multitude of other human realities. And in some of those human realities, there are alternate doppelgangers, like the two Ty Kamiyas, which actually meet within the V-Tamers manga. Let's see, V-Tamers Ty is cool as fuck with his Vdramon and all his crazy-ass shenanigans, right?
Whoa, what's all the hubbub? Did something bad happen?
Zealot, what's going on here?
Oof.
A monster has appeared, very close to the village.
Is there an explanation to why Ty doesn't mention or remember helping in
the forest still aren't back yet.
Hunter's final
We
episode?
don't have enough riders to send out to look for them.
It's easy to get lost in the Windwood, even for adults.
There's no direct explanation. I hate to say it, but there's no direct explanation. It could be explained due to temporal differences. It could be explained due to some form of memory manipulation from homeostasis themselves. We don't know. And I will admit, that is definitely one of the more frustrating bits. There are certain things that, like certain narratives that they were going to explore, but then abandoned. One of which I'm kind of glad that they abandoned, but I kind of wish they would have altered the storyline to include an explanation of the Dark Ocean in a little bit more in depth, because you don't really get much of the Dark Ocean until you start to read up on what Digimon Chronicles and Digimon Chronicles X was supposed to tell us. Even though sadly we didn't get the full manga from that either. Which that bothers me. Real Luteroth. All I wanted is another season of O2 and Digimon anime called Adventure OO. Are you talking about Digimon Adventure O2 the beginning? Which I don't know, I believe that OG Digidestin. I mean, the thing is, technically Digimon Adventure O2 ended. Although that ending is both canon and somewhat not canon. It gave us a look into the actual future of what eventually happens between humanity and digital kind. although that particular timeline has been altered time and time again due to different events that have occurred within different series, different anime, as well as different games. The season on Maki and Daigo's group. That would be really cool to be able to see the actual full-on story about the original Digidestin and their ultimate failure, because that is what happened. Maki and Daigo, the original Digidestin failed, and it was because of their failure that the Dark Masters rose during a period where the digital hazard was causing the most amount of damage to the digital world, or at least when it could cause the most amount of damage to the digital world. Finally, oh god, where is the way down? Ah. But one of the sad truths about the original Digidestin with Maki and Daigo and their group, their failure is one of the main reasons why Yggdrasil does not trust humanity. The reason why Yggdrasil will never probably trust humanity is because the first and most important time that the digital world, Homeostasis, and Yggdrasil turned towards humanity, they failed them. They failed them and sent them into a lifelong, a forever long battle against this unknowable, ineffable consciousness of destruction. And one of the sad truths of the matter is, but that's the thing though, even there's a reason why children of that age group are chosen to be Digidestined. It is because they have the most potential in the capability of their imagination. One of the most driving fuels, or one of the most powerful forces within the connection between a Digidestin and their Digimon partner is the imagination to understand that these beings that should be impossible do exist, and without fail accepting that, unlike a jaded adult. And because of that, they had the most potential to be able to overcome this particular evil, this destruction. This failure was sadly, though, ultimately always going to happen. It was always going to happen. Those Digidestin were always going to fail, sadly. And that's mainly because the digital world, Yggdrasil, and Homeostasis didn't understand what they were facing. They didn't have the tools or even the ability to understand what they were facing. And they set the original Digidestin up for failure, which is a sad truth of it. No matter how and no matter how hard they would have fought, until the events of the Digimon Adventure movies with the anomaly Digidestin that was Willis, they never stood. Like, that is the point where that was the tipping point where the digital world started to gain a foothold against this destructive consciousness that was the digital hazard. But there were. Is it true that Ken was supposed to be an OG Digidestin? Ken was not supposed to be an OG Digidestin, but Ken was supposed to be with the original crew of Adventure. Yes, like the 1999 group. Yes, he was supposed to be with the original 1999 group. But it was actually because of Millennium Mon's interference with the past using a paradox, which Millennium Mon was only set forth due to the workings of the digital hazard. And that actually set forth the events that actually that caused the corruption of Lampmon into Wendigomon that eventually led to Diaboromon and all of that. That was all because of Millenniummon, which was all because of the digital hazard. And Millenniummon is actually the reason why Ken's brother died. Millenniummon manipulated the essential, the causality of reality at the time to cause the accident that killed Ken's brother. Because they needed Ken to be the Digimon Emperor, to create the body for Millenniummon that was Chimeramon. Because Chimeramon's body would be used to create Millenniummon. But the thing about Millenniummon is part of a paradox that was occurring within the future and in the past due to the fact of Xeed Millenniummon's occurrence. Xeed Millenniummon literally existed in every single point in time, in every single existence, in every single multiverse. That's exactly why Chimeramon needed to be destroyed, because the Digicore, the mysterious Digicore that created Machinedramon, that was one of the Dark Masters, was in fact the core of Millenniummon. How it got there is unknown, but it is surmised that it was through the hands of the Digital Hazard that the core of Millenniummon, which was hidden within the ABC computer, the Atanasoft Berry computer that held the prototype world of the first Digital World project, which held the data for one of the first Digimon to ever be created, but it was unfinished and left separated, which eventually led to the creation of Millenniummon and Monodramon. Or yes, Monodramon. Which both of these Digimon were actually incomplete Digimon. They were and it was only when their wish was fulfilled in the events of Anode, Cathode, and Brave Tamer where they were reunited with their true partner, Ryo Akiyama. The only reason why Xeed Millenniummon even occurred and caused all of that destruction was because it was a being driven mad by its existence, by its incomplete existence. And the only thing that they wanted was to be complete, to see and meet their partner, which led to this uncontrollably destructive force. But it was thanks to Ryo Akiyama, one of the most important Digidestin, that granted Xeed Millenniummon their one true wish, which was to meet and connect with their one true partner. This looks like a Monster Hunter I can get into. So this Monster Hunter, which is an offshoot of the main Monster Hunter franchise, is the story side of the games. There are 2 of them currently, but the third one is actually going to be released this March. And these games are much so likened to a JRPG creature collector style game, something like Dragon Quest, or what was inspired by Dragon Quest, Pokemon. Alright, we are trying to find the egg. Wait, we went the wrong way. Hey, what's up, Nasty Nick? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. Oops. And the great thing about Monster Hunter, both Stories 1 and 2, I believe they're available on Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, and PC. YouTube bro, how have you been? I've been doing pretty damn awesome lately. Thank you for asking. How have you been? Crap. Well, we killed that one at least. Kinda has Breath of the Wild graphics. And here's an interesting thing, Collecting Card Dude, and how's the doggo? Mocha is doing great. But here's an interesting thing. There's a reason why it looks like it has Breath of the Wild graphics. Because the same art team and design team that worked on Breath of the Wild worked on Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2. So that's one of the bigger reasons why you see a big similarity. Did you get your car fixed? Chicken soup? Yes! Honestly, it was thanks to all of y'all, thanks to my community, you guys, that I was even able to get to a point where I was able to fix my car. So thank you all for that, once again. Imagine a new O2 season and we get a lost episode that explains why the Dark Ocean was never explored. Well, okay. You want to know why the Dark Ocean was never explored? Kari was one of the main vehicles to explore the Dark Ocean, but the problematic situation of the story was, and the reason why both the studio, the art team, and everybody decided, you know what, this is a bad idea, was because Kari was going to be the bride of Dragomon, who was presiding over the Dark Ocean over Leviamon, who was at the moment sealed away. Which was an incredibly problematic narrative, because Kari is a child. So they abandoned that particular storyline, but the Dark Ocean is in itself a very interesting aspect of the digital multiverse, because it is one of the conduits that connects a multitude of digital worlds together, including, but not limited to, the world of Witchelney, as well as the Iliad server digital world. See, I've been doing good, bro. I'm glad to see you're doing good. You deserve it. I've always seen you grinding. Thank you, Nasir. I've been playing Digimon Survival, and I've gotten like 2 people killed off by accident. Yeah, that is one of the things I actually really enjoyed about the Digimon Survive narrative, because it explored the aspect of consequence, and it was a much darker take on the Digimon narrative than we've seen in a lot of media, although Digimon Ghost Game definitely changed that narrative as well.
Well fought, my friend.
But specifically within the games, Digimon Survive dealt with death on a much more mature scale. And I really appreciated that. So when it comes to, I plan on getting the new Digigame. I've heard it's good. Yes, Digimon Stories Time Strangers is amazing. Digimon Stories Time Strangers is fantastic because not only does it explore a digital world that we've all been wanting to explore ever since it was first mentioned, which is the Iliad server, it adds a lot to the Digimon lore. See, unrelated, I saw in Frontier Gatomon and Wizardmon shopping together in a town. What if those are the Wizardmon and Gatomon? There is a small chance that it could have been, because one thing that also people don't seem to realize is that technically Digimon are immortal. Digimon do not age. Digimon's progression is solely based on... Digimon's progression and health is solely based on the state of the digital world, the amount of data, ambient data that is available, as well as, but not limited to, the cultivation of data by the individual Digimon. They age mentally, but there's no degradation in that aging. Okay, right. We are still looking for eggs. The only time there's degradation in the aging of a Digimon through the passage of time is strictly through the strictly through the degradation of their data, which comes through some form of corruption that they may or may not have assimilated. Oh shit. We all know about Wizardmon. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? That's because Wizardmon didn't come from the digital world. Wizardmon came from the world of Witchelny. The world of Witchelny, where the majority of Demon Man and Sorcerer type Digimon came from. But that Wizardmon is not the first Wizardmon. The first Wizardmon would eventually become the hero known as Ancient Wisemon. We're gonna run away. Where the hell is the... Okay, now I am confused. Where the frick are we supposed to go? Oh, I'm an idiot. We're supposed to go over here. Isn't Ancient Wisemon one of the legendary heroes in Frontier? Yes, because Frontier reveals one of the ancient stories of the digital world, which is the first great digital war, which changed all digital kind into becoming addicted to battle, which is one of the reasons why every time you see Digimon, they want to fight. That's actually something that's not naturally ingrained in Digimon, but something that came from that first great digital war because of the incursion of the digital hazard. Not even just in Tamers. We see that also in Digimon Adventure. A lot of Digimon are just fighting. They want to fight. They like to fight. But that's because they're addicted to battle. We also see that in Digimon Ghost Game with Gamamon and a few other Digimon. We also see that in a lot of the Digimon mangas too. This is par for the course of Digimon. They eventually became addicted to battle. I don't remember them being addicted to battle in Adventure. Let's see. As long as Digicores survive, the Digimon survives. You might turn into an egg and have to restart from a baby every now and again, but then beats permadeath. I don't remember them being addicted to battle and adventure, but that's the thing though. Like when you go into the episodes of Digimon Adventure, other than specific Digimon that have, cultivated into much more peaceful Digimon, every encounter begins with a conflict or a first attack. They're immediately bound to conflict within what we see. And that's something that isn't natural to Digimon, because when the Digital World project was first implemented, it was meant to be a utopia of peace for these digital life forms. To be able to develop and to test the bounds and limitations of digital life forms. But even in Digimon Adventure, we do see them absorbing the data of others after they defeat them. And that's part of the problem, though. They never needed to fight in the beginning. They never need... That's all digital kind doesn't need to fight. Data is proliferated through the natural facilitation within data-type Digimon, as well as the natural inner workings of living in that digital world. There's a reason why there are meat plants, fruit, and fruiting trees in the digital world. That is how Digimon were meant to assimilate data and continue to thrive and survive. There was never a need to fight, hunt, or fight for territory. That came from the first Great Digital War that changed the fundamental nature of Digimon, whom were never meant to fight in the beginning. There's the key thing that you gotta realize. They were never meant to fight. Ever. The digital hazard was an ineffable dark consciousness that came from the world of Witchelny and invaded the digital world when the very first being that would become the first Sorcerermon grabbed the Akashic records within the area of Cocytus, unleashing this darkness, which this darkness would then overtake and essentially kidnap the brother of Chaos Gallantmon, the brother of Medieval Gallantmon, that would become Chaos Gallantmon. And when this ineffable consciousness of destruction came into the digital world, it would become Megidramon. And because it was a Digimon, and in this guise, in its strength and capability, it was chosen as one of the first guardians of the digital world, the 4 Great Dragons. But it would also create the first calamity within the digital world when Megidramon would go insane and destroy everything. Almost more than 45% of the digital world was destroyed by Megidramon until they were defeated by the other 3 members of the 4 Great Dragons, which led to Goldramon wanting to destroy Megidramon, but instead one second. The Pink Dragon Digimon. Yeah, Magnadramon would actually sue for peace, or would actually beg for mercy on the behalf of Megidramon, whom was a Digimon, and would be responsible for disseminating the data of this darkness, which allowed it to become a freeform consciousness within the digital world, eventually leading to Guillomon's data being part of the digital world, creating a new species of Digimon. Let's see, is that darkness the same darkness that captured Sora and Matt in the end of Arc? In the end of Arc of Reason 1. Yes! The digital hazard essentially is the darkness that is responsible for the black data that invaded the digital world. That would be the foundation that created the spires, the spirals, and the gears, as well as eventually the black Digimon that would appear in the digital world. Alright, sorry. Yes, because at the time, the freeform consciousness of the digital hazard resided within the Dark Ocean, also known as the Dark Net, because this culmination of corrupted data would be able to sustain them. I believe that was the cave that was on the beach of the Dark Ocean, yes. Oh, excuse me. No, I meant the dark cave Matt and Sora went to. Royal Monster. Oh, that one. Game Super Stress, is that the Dark Ocean Darkness? Well, essentially the Dark Ocean Darkness, or whatever, anything that permeates from the Dark Ocean is the digital hazard, because the digital hazard is essentially what caused the Dark Ocean to become so virulent, so problematic. Alright, so now we're at the fun. Dark Ocean wasn't always dark. The Dark Ocean essentially is a connection that was created because of the incursion of the digital hazard. That occurred because the fact is, the portal that connected Witchelney to the digital multiverse, and, well, mainly to the Enyaq server of the digital world, was Cocytus. Was the darkness was the shell that held this ineffable consciousness of destruction at bay with the Akashic records. To put it simply, it's a much more abstract concept than just an ocean of darkness of virulent data. That is essentially a personification of the Dark Net. Or what could be considered an unrestricted connection with no safety. like I said, it's a much more abstract concept than a singular thing. It's a connection between the digital world and Witchelney and a multitude of other digital worlds, including but not limited to the Iliad server as well. It is a personification that essentially houses a piece, or if not a majority consciousness of what is this ineffable consciousness that would be known as the digital hazard. Alright, so we're trying to look for something in the tall grass. I'm just gonna keep running around until we find something. So, what about the world that brings wishes to life? The world of wishes and dreams? The world of wishes and dreams is responsible for establishing consciousness within the digital world. And that consciousness and bridge was established due to homeostasis. Because homeostasis was in fact a human consciousness. What am I looking for? Okay, so I'm supposed to be here. But I'm supposed to look in the tall grass? She was human once, yes. She, in fact, was a human that... do the diginomes come from there? Sort of, kind of, but not really. But, okay. Homeostasis was human. We actually see her human form once, in one instance, in the Digimon Next manga, where you see her as Mikihara Norn Mikihara. And within that, we actually learn part of her name, which is Mikihara. The only thing we don't know is who she actually is. She is the consciousness of one of the monster makers' daughters, whom was dying at the time, and through some unknown means, that monster maker copied or uploaded the consciousness of his daughter into the digital world as the failsafe program that was known as homeostasis, that was meant to keep the operating system of the digital world, Yggdrasil, in check. The emo daughter, yes. Well, the Lolita daughter, because her original motif or fashion was to emulate that of a Lolita. It is a pseudo goth fashion. It's kind of odd. You got to look it up. But it's essentially lace, dark colored lace or light colored lace, and much more elegant look. But yeah, that is what Norn Mikihara looked like. So when it comes down to the diginomes, because I want to answer this as well. Oh shit. The diginomes were essentially established when the digital world came into contact with the world of wishes and dreams, essentially when it was turned online within the server of ENIAC. That connection was almost instantaneous, which essentially changed the very building blocks, the very foundational data of the digital world into the diginomes. So we saw her in Tamers, not only in Digimon Next. Oh, right. Well, no. In Tamers, that was not her. In Tamers, that was someone else. Yeah, you're talking about the one who was partnered with Doberman, right? Yeah, that was not Norn Mikihara. That was not homeostasis. One second. Well, no, they essentially are the doppelganger to the individual that was Norn Mikihara, because the monster makers that created the digital world, that essentially started the anchoring point, that stemmed off to a multitude of different realities, creating the digital multiverse that connected a multitude of different human realities together through this digital multiversal nexus, began on, more than likely, the V-Tamers universe, where these individuals, whom were known as the Monster Makers, whom we actually don't know their identities, we can assume that they may have actually been doppelgangers to the Monster Makers that we see in Tamers, but they were very different in a lot of ways. Crap. But we have no real confirmation for that.
Listen to the monster's voice.
Okay. Why did the emo daughter in Tamers just disappear? If I remember correctly, she went to the digital world, but one second, let me double check that. Right, yeah, so Alice McCoy... Yeah, Alice McCoy, who is a daughter to one of the monster makers in the Tamers universe, she just disappears because her job was done after she sent Doberman's data to aid the Tamers with the data that was brought with them from the Sovereigns. From the Harmonious one specifically. But how did she, she didn't physically disappear. She just left. Her job was done, so she left. That's why you didn't see her ever again. She didn't disappear, she just walked off screen, exit stage right, and didn't come back. And was kind of forgotten within the narrative. One second. Oh. Yeah, so that's one of those things that they don't talk about. She may have been a ghost, she may not have been. No, once again, one of those things with no confirmation. So I was wrong about that. She did fade away, you were right. But yeah, I just looked it up. She just fades away, and there's no confirmation as to what she is. Okay, were they mainly doing... Wasn't the Darknet the name of Edamon's net? Edamon, being tied to the Dark Lords, more than likely had access to the Darknet. Like I said, the Darknet exists within the Digimon digital world. part of it is an extension of the Dark Ocean. Digimon can get a bit messy, yes. God damn it, why is it doing speed attacks when it mostly is supposed to do... Whatever.
Don't worry, I'll cover you.
That's what I get for not paying attention. It was the rails that he was driving home on and tracking. You mean the railways? Because there is a railway that goes into the Darknet. Either that, or more than likely, that's probably due to Fox's disrespectful translation and dubbing of the Digimon series. Because Fox fucked up everything when it came down to the American translation. Just like America does when it comes to a lot of animes.
Impressive display of kinship.
Well, yeah, more than likely he probably had access to the Darknet. But like I said, more than likely he had access to the Darknet. Once again, Edamon is tied to the Dark Lords. Dark Lords have access to the Darknet. Darknet is just an extension of the Dark Ocean within the digital world, because the Darknet and the Dark Ocean are just extensions of one another. Ah, crap. Where is... Do I have any more? No. The Digital Hazard created Apocalypse. Apocalypse didn't create the Dark Lords. Apocalypse was created... Apocalypse and the Dark Lords themselves were all created by the same being, which was the Digital Hazard. And Apocalypse was nothing more than a culmination of all of the negative data that occurred and negative emotions and destruction that occurred within the first Great Digital War. Where is... But they said Apocalypse created the Dark Lords. Digidestin? It's a little bit too literal when it comes down to that. Like I said, Apocalypse was a creation of all of the darkness that was accumulated. And even if Apocalypse essentially created the Dark Lords in the same way that we created a president. Because they put them in power. But Apocalypse doesn't create Digimon. No one creates Digimon except for the digital world and its processes within the Digimon nests. Although, technically, there are Digimon that were created, such as Apocalypse, who is a creation of the Dark Data that was part of the experiment of Digital Hazard in interacting with the digital world. One second. Damn it. Alright, so they don't have a way to... Do we? Well, thank you, Carson. Yeah, I don't have a way. Fuck. What if I wait until evening? Essentially, But once again, you're thinking this in a much more in a much more micro-linear fashion. He didn't manipulate them from baby form to digivolve into the Dark Lords. Their data was coalesced and created into the form that they are. A lot of Digimon originally were initialized, implemented, or actualized in the form that they originally were. Digivolution was in itself a rarity. Digivolution didn't necessarily occur on the regular. That is another occurrence that is a fundamental change of digital kind because of their addiction to battle and absorbing the data of others rather than allowing them to cultivate data in the natural way that they should have. Okay, I was going the wrong way the entire time. Oh, there's one of the kids. So, one example of this would be Machine Dramon. Machine Dramon didn't digivolve from its original, from a baby form. No, Machine Dramon was a Digimon that was initiated into the digital world, but was also essentially developed in the digital world in its shell originally. Because if you read Machine Dramon's lore, it was first created, but without a digital core, and it would be later that they would gain a digital core. Yes, exactly. And you want to know where those dead Digimon came from? The first great digital war. Where Digivolution was not only dangerous, but not part, was essentially a detriment in the digital. Well, it's not where Digivolution, at least specifically forced Digivolution, was not only dangerous, but it was something that was experimented upon by Digital Kind during the First Great Digital War to gain an upper hand. It's what led to the creation of the Digimentals, or the Digi Armor Eggs that are used in Digimon Adventure 02. Those were the first form of controlled Digivolution that they actually were able to achieve. But those only were achieved through the detriments of the First Great Digital War. Wait, where are they? Let's see, the first digital war that was explained in Frontier, right? Yes. Wait, what? Hi, Mocha. Explore the area around the huge tree. Huge tree. Between beast and human Digimon. Yes, which the flames of that war were stoked by the Digital Hazard's first and greatest minion, and greatest corruption, which was Lucemon, whom was one of the prime Digimon initialized into the digital world, alongside Digimon like Huanglongmon. Where is the big tree? Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Where is this big tree? Alright, am I gonna hopefully see it soon? Aha, that's the big tree. Oh god. Once again, where do you think those failed and tried digivolutions occurred? From the first Great Digital War, when Digital Kind was experimenting on digivolving to gain an upper hand in the war. There isn't a different way. That's how Pokemon came to be. Like, Digimon didn't just try to digivolve and fail and die. That happened because they were experimenting with digivolution during the first Great Digital War. And they died. And that was part of all of the visceral nature that was cultivated by the Digital Hazard to create a Pokemon, whom was nothing more than a pawn of the Digital Hazard. Crap, I don't think we're doing the right one. Pokemon doesn't always exist, do they? And Biyomon, and that doesn't just happen. Once again, I'm telling you right now, that doesn't just happen. Digimon don't try to digivolve and fail. They do that because they force themselves to digivolve before they've cultivated enough data, and that only happens in an instance of desperation. And that only occurred during the first Great Digital War, when Digimon were still coming to change, well, we're still accepting the changes that were occurring because they were going against their original nature. Like, a Biomon's not just going to attempt to digivolve for no stupid-ass reason and then die from it. Digivolution in itself in the digital world, when it comes down to natural digivolution that comes from cultivation of data, which is a permanent change, is a incredibly intense choice on a Digimon's part. It's not something that they arbitrarily do, because they change the very nature of what they are at that instance. And it's a choice that they make because not only have they cultivated enough data, they reach a stage in their life that they believe that this is the right choice to do. But it is a choice for a Digimon to do so. It doesn't just happen for a Digimon like in Pokemon, where if the right conditions occur, they just digivolve. Digimon digivolving is a choice, inherently. It's not always remembered because it's essentially, like I said, a changing of self. But it is a choice that their previous self made. Because we've also seen instances of forced digivolution occurring that caused corruption. Specifically when Digidestin attempted to do this, which gave rise to one of the first Dark Digivolutions to occur, which that actual occurrence by Edamon was part of something that was part of a greater plan, because Skull Greymon was a new occurrence in the digital world at that time. And Skull Greymon's occurrence, or that data occurring within the digital world, was incredibly important to the creation of Chimeramon. And the only reason he needed Ty's energy to do so is because not only do Digivolution with a Digimon partner using a Digivice damage the data of the Digimon partner and inherently stunt their natural growth, Agumon at that stage, at that time, when they met Tai, had not cultivated enough natural data to reach a stage in which they could even choose to Digivolve without the aid of a Digivice and a Digimon partner. If they were left alone in the digital world and allowed to cultivate data naturally before they met Tai, they would have been a Greymon and stayed a Greymon. Just like Tai Kamiya in the V-Tamers universe's Digimon staying a Arrow Vidramon. Or another instance which could actually be attributed, or we can see that happening, is Leomon, because Leomon is a champion, but is also Jerry's partner. But because they were able to naturally cultivate within the digital world, they stayed at that champion stage until they met their partner and used a Digivice to Digivolve, or could have. That action in itself stunts the growth of a Digimon. Not anymore. In the times before the end of the First Great Digital War, yes, but digital kind as a whole, as a species, have evolved beyond that. But then that's why you haven't... So why did Agumon say that? Did you not listen to anything that I said beforehand? Agumon said that because, once again, Agumon, at the stage that he was at, with the data that he had cultivated, did not have enough to Digivolve. So for them to Digivolve and to be able to fight the enemy in front of them, they needed the connection that they had with Tai. But once again, if they never met Tai and were able to cultivate data naturally within the digital world, they would have been able to get to become a Greymon and stay a Greymon. I'm sorry if I got a little bit aggressive there. It's just I don't really enjoy repeating myself. And I know that's not your intention. Okay. Oh God. Why are you not dead yet? But that is one of the main reasons why in the Digimon in any Digimon series, you don't actually see that happening anymore. You don't see Digimon dying from the attempt to Digivolve. Because Digimon as an entirety have changed because of that. And there is a big difference between natural Digivolution and the Digivolution that occurs with a Digimon partner and a Digivice. Sweet. Explore the area around the pond. Where is the pond? Isn't this a pond? Apparently not. Wait, how are we in a monster den? When did we run into a monster den? I was so confused. I might have gotten distracted talking about Digimon lore. Alright, now I gotta go find a pond. Ah, fuck! Nope, we're running away from you. So it's just like a locked level, basically. Okay. Where is... As much as I want to do that one, right now, I just want to find the last lost child. Which now I just need to find a fucking pond. Okay, here's the pond. Where's the crying kid? Oh, there you are.
I'm scared.
Let's see, I got a feeling you don't really like the Sub-Undup. No, because Fox essentially didn't give a shit about translating things properly. They went very haphazard into it, and they had little to no respect for the source material. Which is why we ended up with lines that were so asinine, such as, why do you all get the pizza while I only get the crust? It's funny, yes, but incidentally, and truth of the matter is, it's very disrespectful to the source material.
Hello? Any little lost felines?
Because they essentially took advantage of the position that they had, in which these particular companies were trying to find an entry point into the Western market. So I have little to no respect for companies that take advantage of people's situations just because they can.
Careful, it's an Arzuros. Looks agitated too.
Not just that. I get the feeling there's something else. There's gotta be a reason it's all riled up.
Are there cubs?
Fight!
Yeah, and the English dub was kind of bad on the VA level, and that is true. But also, we have to consider the fact is when it came down to voice acting, it took a while for America to get to a point where we had voice actors that were really actually serious about the roles that they were in. It was more so viewed as a entry point style of acting in the very beginning, from a lot of what the connotations are like.
Well, you didn't get hurt, so I guess all's well. Come on, let's get you home.
Red, how could you tell the monster had a cub?
I knew it had a baby.
Simple. I heard the monster's voice.
The monster's voice? You really are strange.
Aww.
So Red could actually hear
oh god, excuse me.
Sounds like my buddy's grandpa was a real character.
Everybody get back! It's a monster!
No. What the fuck? I watched the Hebrew dub, which was based on the Saban dub, but the VAs were incredible. Huh. Interesting. Honestly, I had no idea.
My apologies.
Alright, let's see what kind of fight they do. Or what kind of attacks they've got. Power attacks. Alright, so we probably want to go with speed. I don't know why we're going for the back first. We probably should go for the head first. Alright, let's go for that. Oh, that's why. Yeah, we're gonna keep going for the body then. Mimi's Hebrew VA was literally the Hebrew dub Bella from Beauty and the Beast. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna keep going for the body. So she could sing in that one episode? Ah! See, that's awesome. That is awesome. Speed attack? Ah, crap. Now it's doing technical attacks. Although, does it stay doing technical? You know, it probably does stay doing technical attacks, so... I'm gonna bring you out because you at least have a power attack. Yeah, okay, so you keep doing those. To be honest, everyone was top class and put it all into the dub. Well, that's awesome. All right, we're gonna keep at this. Giant spin. English dub was kind of robotic. Yeah. There was a lot of lackluster moments where it could have been done a lot better. I will say, though, they did definitely start to do a lot better by the time we got to the Digimon Adventure movie, and Digimon Adventure 02 got a lot better.
Thank you.
This game so much, I don't know why it caught so much hate. I didn't even realize Monster Hunter Stories got hate. I've been loving it. Speed attack. I heard people complain that it was too much unlike an actual Monster Hunter game. I mean, what did you expect? It's an offshoot. It's the same people who are probably going to be complaining about the Monster Hunter mobile games not being like a Monster Hunter game. Guess what? It's a mobile game. It's not going to be like the exact Monster Hunter game. Offshoots are going to be different. If you can't handle that, then stick to Monster Hunter standard. Let's see. Alan, I'm miserable. Why are you miserable? That part of the reason why D2 is so loved. It is respected the source. O2 is so loved. It respected the source material more and kept a lot of the humor. Yeah. Exactly. It's like people saying they don't like Digimon because it's unlike Pokemon. Right? It's just like, come on. It's not like Pokemon because it's different. Digimon has nothing to do with Pokemon though, so it's not even an offshoot. I always saw the Revenge of Diaboromon movie in Japan and watched the English dub lately, and they're not too bad. Exactly. I actually really like the movie dubbing. They did a really good job. They stopped phoning it in and actually started trying. There we go. And that's actually probably one of the reasons why I really enjoyed the Digimon Adventure movie, the 2000 movie. Come on! Okay, now you're... Yeah, I believe now power attacks. I don't know, I have been wearing my Nike Shox to work the past couple of days, and it appears that my body is protesting since I live in Florida. I've been wearing soccer slides to work daily. Now my legs are angry. I wish I could help you, I'm sorry. If anything, a bath in Epsom salt might help a little bit. Oh, of course you're not gonna. They were never dubbed in Hebrew? Aww. Missed opportunity for that one. Ugh. How about no stone shield, and we continue with this trend? Take that! Oh, that's why. Fuck.
We should retreat.
Well, that happened. Although, you know what? That's okay. That gives me a chance to save and reset for the next time because I got a little bit lost in this. Alrighty, everybody. I do hate to say it, but we went a little bit past my normal time, but we are going to be ending my stream here. I do appreciate y'all for being here, for hanging out, and for being awesome. And we're going to end the stream by raiding out to... Ooh, I haven't seen them streaming while I've been streaming, so we're going to raid out to my friend Cucciano. Please do show them the same amount of love that y'all have shown me. I really do appreciate y'all here on the Twitch side, the YouTube side, and the TikTok side. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see everybody again tomorrow. We'll be live at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same 3 places, playing some more Monster Hunter stories. Y'all have a good one now. Bye-bye.